San Diego Global Knowledge University.
Welcome to another class from San Diego Global Knowledge University. On this occasion, we will discuss a key topic to understand how organizations function in today's world. Sustainable networks as organic systems, strategies for optimal performance. We live in an environment shaped by social, technological, and environmental changes that force us to think differently about how we work together. Networks powered by information and communication technologies, ICT, have become one of the most important transformations of this century, as they allow us to share knowledge, coordinate actions in real time, and respond to global challenges much more quickly and effectively. The idea of seeing networks as organic systems helps us understand that, just like the human body, these networks grow, adapt, and function better when each part fulfills a specific role in harmony with the others. To achieve this, concepts such as entropy, the disorder that arises when a network is not maintained, and synergy, the added value that emerges when efforts are combined in a coordinated way, come into play. Throughout this class, we will analyze how these principles translate into practical strategies to strengthen the sustainability and performance of organizations. Let's get started. The rise of networks and associations powered by ICT is, without a doubt, one of the most significant phenomena of this century. The concepts of entropy and synergy from thermodynamics are applicable to human organizational systems, which make up the nodes of collaboration networks and value chains. Those networks that operate effectively and consistently generate significant value and benefits for their members and allies will succeed. These characteristics and principles can also be found in organic systems. Like organic systems, many networks will emerge and thrive during an expected lifespan, evolving over one or more cycles, while many others will fail and disappear before fulfilling their purpose. In this class, we will review the thermodynamic nature of networks and how entropy and synergy play an important role in their balance and sustainability. The concept of organic systems is related to the growth and development of human collaboration networks, and the parallels that can be drawn from these analogies to create strategies for optimal performance and global achievements. Successful collaboration networks share the same basic characteristics of organic systems, like the human body, where different organs or productive units grow and function by complementing rather than competing with each other, and where different specialties or roles respond to the diverse nature of their components. For organizations and their people, these networks make it possible to form communities of shared interests that generate greater synergistic efforts. Such networks can more efficiently leverage the physical and intellectual capital of their member organizations and participants. Recent research by Shamin Hitun on the effectiveness of managerial networks sheds light on very interesting conditions that can negatively affect disaster response due to the sub-optimization of inter-organizational networks in action. Her study of networks involved in the explicit mission of disaster response can be generalized to the systems laws applicable to most operational networks, regardless of their purpose. Hitun reports that natural disasters are occurring with alarming frequency and wreaking havoc in many parts of the world. Since ancient times, tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, and tsunamis have claimed lives and caused significant damage to landscapes and economies. However, these events have recently become more frequent. For example, in April 2011, 312 tornadoes were recorded in 24 hours in the US. In March 2011, a magnitude 8.9 earthquake struck Japan and caused a massive tsunami. Earthquakes of varying magnitudes were also reported in Argentina, China, Chile, Iran, the US, California, New Zealand, Burma, Thailand, the South Sandwich Islands, Fiji, Indonesia, Mexico, and Papua New Guinea. In recent years, major floods have occurred in Australia and Brazil, as well as tornadoes in New Zealand causing considerable damage. These disasters created chaos and human losses. Agencies with different capacities and levels of expertise came together to provide aid, linking up to help victims survive and cope with the aftermath. Their number one tool in these critical times is ICT networks, which allow them to collect, analyze, and communicate information in real time. In post-disaster situations, multiple agencies, governmental, private, and NGOs, with different management styles and strategies must cooperate. However, this cooperation is often hindered by individual objectives, the pursuit of recognition, control of resources, or competition among agencies, which reduces collaboration. The goal of most ICT architectures and collaborative networks is to achieve synergistic multipliers and provide interactive value by leveraging the advantages of networking. Networked organizations have significant advantages over traditional single-mission operations. Robert Metcalfe, founder of 3Com, formulated Metcalfe's law, which states that the usefulness of a network equals the square of the number of its users. Michael Porter, with his concept of the value chain, provided an organizational framework to harness the power of this law. The more effective the relationships within a network, the greater the potential for organic growth and its multiplier effect. The use of cloud technology serves as the nervous system of these networks, pumping information, the system's lifeblood, through all its components. A network without structured maintenance suffers entropy, that is, disorder and loss of effectiveness. The second law of thermodynamics states that the entropy of an isolated system never decreases. In the context of networks, this means that if not properly maintained, they lose value. In information theory, entropy is understood as the uncertainty or loss of informational value. Data that is not updated loses validity and therefore effectiveness. For this reason, organizations are increasingly investing in maintaining their knowledge bases and network relationships. The cloud model allows costs to be reduced by leveraging specialized providers to keep systems up to date and effective. Similarly, synergy, understood as the interaction of multiple elements to produce an effect greater than the sum of their parts, is key in the synchronization of collaborative networks. If entropy is not avoided, the entire system becomes suboptimized. Today, thanks to data collected by governments and NGOs, we have a real-life laboratory that allows us to evaluate network efficiency. These scientifically validated data sets make it possible to measure organizational objectives against actual results without compromising confidential information but sharing what is essential with network partners. The world is rapidly changing, not only socially, politically, and economically, but also in the way technology evolves and organizations cooperate. Powerful networks have replaced traditional interactions. Long-term survival will depend on the ability of organizations to transform themselves into networked entities that are operationally viable and compatible with the demands of this new era of global cooperation, immediate response, and constant change. Hermann Geier, in his classic study of the dynamic enterprise, suggests that a holistic and integrated approach to organizational change is necessary to prepare firms to operate in an environment of rapid social and technological change. He further states that, to effectively facilitate strategic thinking and change, people must be able to see the big picture, simplify and understand the complexity of forces impacting their organization, choose the best strategic direction, engage all stakeholders, and build ownership and responsibility so they are willing to implement plans when the time comes. This also requires creating a master plan that promotes ongoing dialogue and coordinated change throughout the organization. To achieve Geier's ideal vision of the dynamic enterprise, leadership must recognize that a new paradigm of operational connectivity and organizational synchronization is imperative not only for success, but for sustainability and survival. Geier proposes introducing an integrated model of organizational change that can harness the absolute power of a comprehensive knowledge management system. Effective organizations in this era will be characterized by their ability to create synergistic relationships and generate expanded advantages in their areas of operation. Collaboration, cooperation, and coordination will be essential for forming successful combinations of expanded capabilities. The need for synchronization among cooperative organizations will be just as important as synchronization within a single organization. Networked operations will become the ultimate competitive advantage within the global economy. The connection of independently owned and managed companies or organizations under a unified mission represents a significant challenge that only the most progressive organizations will achieve. Porter's value chain concept and its expanded value web model provide the foundation for articulating the importance of relationships in this era of global co-opetition. Each segment of the value chain represents the connectivity of one department with another within an organization or one organization connected to another in a mutually beneficial business relationship designed to benefit all stakeholders. To achieve this, interorganizational operations require a unified enterprise-wide strategic plan with fully synchronized operations. Information systems, and in particular, knowledge management resources provide the real-time operational nerve center essential for managing these value chains. The data that flows through communication channels allows for quick, effective, and economical decisions at every level and stage of the integrated process. The incorporation of multiple resources and processes from different countries, organizations, divisions, and teams exponentially increases potential points of failure. Therefore, leaders and managers will need to master ICT to sustain a stable infrastructure for command and control. The most serious problems in interorganizational networks do not come from technology, but from organizational dysfunction. According to Heaton, organizational incompetence is the biggest obstacle to effective networks. The inability to synchronize for expanded responsibilities leads to sub-optimization. The organizational development process that supports network management theories from an operational perspective proposes a set of strategies for developing and managing interactive, cooperative networks. Two main critical areas emerge. Leadership, the need for a continuous organizational development model for ongoing improvement. Personnel, technology, and organizational knowledge form the basis of an organization's ability to contribute to unified networked operations. This increases the likelihood of successfully achieving value chain goals. The ability to operate in real time without geographical limitations is made possible by ICT. Leading organizational change effectively will be an essential skill for contemporary leadership. Organizational development is, above all, a matter of leadership. According to Cole and Paul, leadership is the art of accomplishing more than the science of management considers possible. The three most suitable leadership styles to guide organizational interventions are servant, entrepreneurial, and transformational, with the latter being the most effective according to current literature. Employee commitment is fundamental to ensuring positive changes in organizational behavior. Models such as the ETK, developed by Dr. Cardenas, offer a framework to synchronize the human, technological, and knowledge components of an organization. E. Emotional human dimensions. T. Technology and networking dimensions. K. Deployment of knowledge to achieve objectives. The ETK model provides practical tools to achieve sustainable success in an interconnected world. Audits and gap analyses make it possible to evaluate an organization's ETK quotient and establish a clear synchronization plan. Globalization has created a turbulent external environment, and many organizations fail to adapt their internal strategies, leaving them unsynchronized. Knowledge is power, and in networked organizations, it produces a multiplier effect. I recommend combining the ETK organizational development model with value chain and value web models to build organizational architectures that can be monitored, synchronized, and merged with other entities, expanding opportunities for success, growth, and sustainability. The analysis of sustainable networks as organic systems shows that the survival and success of organizations in the 21st century depend on their ability to synchronize people, technologies, and knowledge in a constantly changing environment. Just as living systems require balance among their organs and processes to survive, organizations must cultivate internal and external synergies, avoiding the entropy caused by lack of coordination, outdated information, or ineffective leadership. Empirical evidence, such as natural disaster management or global business cooperation, demonstrates that well-structured networks multiply their impact, make better use of resources, and achieve results that go beyond the limits of each individual actor. In this sense, models such as ETK and value chain/network architectures stand as key references for guiding organizational change processes oriented toward sustainability and innovation. Globalization and the digital revolution have replaced traditional interactions with networked ecosystems, where transparency, social responsibility, and adaptability determine institutional viability. The fundamental lesson is that no organization can thrive in isolation. Only those that understand and embrace the paradigm of strategic cooperation, supported by advanced technologies and transformational leadership, will ensure their expansion, resilience, and permanence in an increasingly interdependent world.
San Diego Global Knowledge University, Education Beyond Boundaries.